Hey guys, welcome to Hey Guys, an internet obsessed podcast where we discuss all your favorite social media stars, what they're doing, and how we feel about it. I am your host, Amanda Hasika, a content producer for Instant, which basically means I keep my finger on the pulse of the internet at all times. And if you don't know what Instant is, it's a new media outlet and video platform dedicated entirely to covering digital creators. Today I'm joined by Anthony Padilla.
Hi, how are you doing?
I'm good.
Good.
So this is your first sit down on-camera interview
yes.
since leaving Smosh. I was telling him before, I feel like Diane Sawyer right now. Like, this is a big deal.
You got the inside scoop right here.
I did. So obviously, like, we'll kind of just like address the elephant in the room, but was there like a moment that you were like, okay, it's time for me to leave, or was it like just kind of like a buildup of different things?
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of the elephant in the room was an elephant in my mind for like over a year.
Yeah.
I mean, I've just been slowly admitting to myself that it was the right choice to make. There were like so many little things. I was like, yeah, it's probably about time. And then finally, there were just like a few small things where I was like, okay, yeah, it's about time. Like this isn't making me the happiest.
Yeah.
It can be.
It's hard to gain that courage, especially you guys have just been doing it for so long that
Yeah.
like to step away, I could see how it would be hard. Like,
no, it was so hard. It's like, you know, we started Smosh almost 12 years ago. And even before that, it was a website that I'd made for me and my friends to hang out on and, talk with each other after school, like before social media was really a thing. And it's been this baby of mine that I've fathered for so long. And it's really, really tough to walk away from that,
yeah.
you know?
I mean, obviously it's super hard, but I think, sometimes there are better things that lie ahead than what you leave behind, like that kind of stuff. But what would you say is kind of like the biggest lesson or the thing that you're most proud of, like about Smosh, like walking away from it?
Oh man, I'm proud to have created something that kind of lives on and has a legacy with or without me. You know, I helped create a brand that still exists. I'm proud of how many people it's employed and how many people are working there right now. And just really proud to have created something that so many people know and identify with.
Yeah. And I mean, it was so revolutionary, like for, and I'm being serious. Like I was telling him before we started, I used to work for Defy Media, which is like the company that owns Smosh. And like when I started there, I started there like in 2012. I didn't know that like YouTube channels were a thing. I like did not. And I think there are still people who can't really comprehend it. They're like, what do you mean like a YouTube channel? Yeah. But, and that's how I heard of Smosh and all that kind of stuff. And so it's kind of interesting to be like I said, it's like full circle. It's like sitting here with you right now. But so you have like tons of. I watched your video with Lily Singh.
Oh yeah.
That was so good. Did you collaborate with her? Like how did that kind of come together?
Yeah, I went to her because the first video that I'm releasing on my personal channel is going to be interviewing a bunch of YouTubers and kind of in a tongue-in-cheek way asking them what it takes to be a YouTuber now, since I haven't been on my own in so long. Yeah. And I'm going to make some videos based off the suggestions and stuff that they've given me.
Oh, that's
so
fun.
I hit her up for that, and she was like, yeah, sure. I actually got an idea for a collab if you want to do one on my channell too. And I was like, yeah, that would be awesome. Yeah.
That's so great.
Yeah, she's great.
She's awesome.
Yeah, really.
So you're obviously going to be, like you said, you're going to be concentrating on your own channel.
Yeah.
So do you have stuff, how have you kind of been like tackling that?
Oh God, it's like a web of thoughts in my head right now, and I can't really I have this document on my phone which is like a million ideas, and then like a really bad calendar that I made. Like this is my schedule kind of, but I'm like, I need to start with something I feel that kind of is a series of some sort. So this first thing I'm doing is like a 5-episode mini series, kind of like taking on the ideas that everyone's giving me, and then after that. It's kind of up in the air, and
if you guys have ideas, let them know.
Yeah, please, I need ideas so bad. No, and then after that, it's kind of I'm gonna be able to start doing things that just make me happy, and that's really what I'm gonna focus on. Is like I want to make these things. These are things that I've wanted to touch on for a while, and it wasn't really right before with being part of a company and everything.
Yeah, I know. I feel like that's one of the beauties of being like a YouTube and a YouTube creator is that like if you have an idea, like you should just be able to like do it.
Yeah.
And have it like I worked in TV for a little bit, and so my background was in digital first. So it was basically like you can just kind of do whatever you want. Like there's really no one telling you what you should or shouldn't be doing. And then to go to TV and they're like, oh no, like you need like there's this paperwork and like this and that, and you're like, so it's hard to like have those restrictions. So I think the beauty of YouTube is kind of like you can literally just like take a camera, and if you like know how to shoot and edit, like you can just put something up, and I think that's so great. But you know, then I feel like there are other elements that go into like production value,
right,
and that kind of stuff. But you obviously probably, I mean, you've been doing this for a while, so I think
I dabbled in it for a while.
You'll be okay. So I also saw that you were tweeting with Joey. Was he part of your little thing?
Yeah, he is. Yeah, and I shot a video that'll go up on my channel. He wants to do one as well. It's been really, really, really fun just being able to collaborate with other YouTubers and stuff like on my own, because it was just so different before. And now I get to, it just feels so freeing to be able to hit someone up and be like, hey, want to make a video? I don't exactly know when it's going to go up, but I'll figure it out. And just being able to just kind of figure out things as I go again. It's been really, really nice.
Yeah. Is there someone that you have been like trying to get to like work on a collaboration with, or is there someone that you have in mind that you would like love to work on something with?
I mean, all my favorite YouTubers, people that I look up to, I would love to do. I mean, I interviewed John Kozart. Do you know who he is? He's really, really funny. He does like, he does original songs and kind of, I mean, I can't really explain it. He's really great, but he's really funny. And I hope to work with him soon. And also Herman, the Chilean YouTuber. He was also in it, and he's hilarious. Yeah. And I hope to work with him more like in person. Yeah.
Are there certain creators that you've kind of been looking to for like inspiration of like, oh, I really like what they're doing with their channel or what they're doing with
I've just been like deep in YouTube for like the past 6 months or so, like just kind of getting a feel of what other people are doing that I really like, and being able to like find a way to put a spin on that in my own voice. And I've been watching a lot of Daniel Howell videos. He's just been a huge inspiration for me for a while now, because I feel like he has such a real connection with his audience, and that's kind of what I've been dying to have for a long time.
I was just gonna say, is there something like, what do you think is the main thing that you want viewers to take away from like your own personal channel?
My main takeaway,
or like what you want, like when viewers go to your new channel, when it's just about Anthony, like what's the main takeaway you want for them? I
want them to feel like I'm being authentic to myself and making stuff that I'm most excited about. And, you know, that's what I feel like I'm doing. So I hope they take that away. It's like, you know, I'm making stuff that I find funny, and then also stuff that I find I can, you know, finally touch on, like things that have affected me in my life, like my anxiety and panic attacks, and, you know, toxic masculinity and things like that. I want people to be able to watch these things and be like, oh, like I have a deeper understanding of him, and, you know, what's in his mind. Yeah.
Because humor is so important, but, you know, there's definitely, like, humor is great and have funny videos, but sometimes it's like nice to be like 3-dimensional, to have like other layers. And
I mean, people for so long known me as just like the guy that does stupid faces on Smosh, and I'm like, there's like a little bit more going on in my head sometimes, and I'm really excited about like kind of showing that for the first time.
Totally. I would love to get your thoughts on like, I mean, you're obviously starting your own channel, you're going to be creating your own content. What are some things about where do you see the future of YouTube going? Like, it's already come so far, but I feel like there's like even further places for it to go.
I don't know. I feel like every time there's something new that catches on, I'm like, well, that's the final thing. Like it's always going to be like that. Yeah. Like when gaming cut on, I was like, well, I guess gaming videos are forever going to be the most popular thing. And then pranks. And I feel like right now it's kind of DIY videos. Yeah. Have you seen any of those?
I like the Joey, he did one where it was like a giant fidget spinner.
Yeah. And he kind of shows how to make it. And then there's people that are like jumping on a bathtub full of stuff trends. And they're like, here's how to make the thing that I'm putting in the bath. And it's like, for some reason, people are kind of obsessed with that DIY thing right now. I don't know what's going to be next. It's impossible to tell. And it really is up to YouTube's algorithm and how they reward people. Like, that's why gaming videos in the first place got popular, is because they were long and people were watching the whole thing. So YouTube was rewarding people that had long watch time. So those videos would show up to more people and be recommended. So I don't know. It's if I were to guess, it'd just be a guess.
You're like, I don't have a guess if I had to guess.
but I hope it's strip poker videos. I would like watch all of those.
Yeah, that would be pretty funny. So you probably like know more about like YouTube's algorithms and like the patterns of YouTube like than I'll like. You've probably forgotten more than I'll ever know. Like,
well, I've kind of been out of touch a little bit though because I've just been so focused on making Smosh stuff for so long, and with so many things changing and being part of a team, I didn't really have to think about that as much. So last time I really thought a lot about that was probably 5 years ago, and then now I'm thinking about it a lot again. And I'm learning how much has changed. I'm like, wow, I've like really not been connected with this world in so long.
So in terms of like making videos for your own channel, is it really just you? Are you going to be shooting everything? Are you going to be editing? Or like, are you getting people to help you? Or
I mean, I would like help eventually, but I feel like right now it doesn't warrant that because I feel like it's kind of like putting the cart before the horse. But right now it's all me, and I have someone, my friend Andrew, who is helping me shoot some stuff and edit some stuff, and I'm hoping to find some more people to help me out. But I want it to be a slow, gradual, organic process, and not just be like
you don't want to just like shift over and like, okay, here's like my team of people. Like that's what I was just doing.
Like I'm tempted to put, requests out on Craigslist and be like, does anyone know an editor? Like just shoot him over or whatever. But I feel like I want it to be natural and, kind of work with people who work really well with me.
Yeah.
So.
And I feel like that'll help you like connect with the content a little bit more. And it'll help you, because it's like, it's one of the creating content. Sometimes you know exactly what's going to work, and sometimes, you like can work really hard on something and it goes nowhere. Yeah. Sometimes you throw stuff together. So I feel like, shooting and editing it yourself, I feel like you'll have a better connection to it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I agree with that.
Smosh has had like a lot of like viral videos, and kind of like speaking of that, do you think that there's like a perfect formula to make a video go viral, or do you think it's just such a like lightning in a bottle kind of thing that you can't plan?
I feel like that's kind of depends on the YouTube algorithm at the time, because a way that a video becomes viral is a lot of like how many people are seeing that it's even there in the first place. At one point, like around the time that I first got started, it was like 3-minute video with something pop culture related.
Yeah.
And now there's so many different types of things, and the most viewed things right now I think are still music videos. So I think things with music is kind of, it's something that, no matter what language you speak, you can kind of get behind the thing. So I think that really helps.
Yeah. I feel like another, like we talk about clickbait with people a lot. I feel like that's another big thing. Definitely. Where do you think it's okay? Like, what are your kind of thoughts on it?
Personally,
we're all guilty of it. I
hate clickbait with a passion, but I'm also guilty of it because I'm like I have to do this stuff to get my stuff seen by people. Yeah. And I really dabbled with it on my personal channel when I was just releasing stuff every once in a while, like 6 months or a year ago. But just recently, I'm not going to clickbait too much. I'm going to just, try to be moderate with it and not just be straight up, not do anything that's just like a straight up lie.
Yeah.
Of course you want to title your videos and make your thumbnails in a way that's like enticing. Yeah. You don't want to just make stuff that you're like,
say exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Like, okay, well then I don't need to watch it.
Yeah.
Thanks.
It's like a vlog and you're like, woke up today, and it's like, cool. Breakfast. I'm not clicking on that. But so you kind of have to learn how to market yourself. It's like creating a movie poster, make it look exciting.
Yeah. Do you think you would dabble into like vlogging at all, or do you think?
Yeah, a little bit. I've done some of that on my personal channel. I really like to vlog whenever I go, I don't know, out of the country or just wherever. I really like to document that stuff, not just for myself, but I mean, it's mostly for myself, but I also just like to give people a little insight into what I'm doing when I'm doing something interesting. And I don't really vlog at home because it's just me
like going to the store.
Going to like get food and like sitting on my computer for 12 hours. Yeah. So I try to do it when I'm out. Though.
You just like live stream yourself like on your computer.
That would not be fun. That one I can tell you will not go viral.
Well, that's like, I know like the Paul brothers, like Logan and Jake, like they obviously have like their daily vlogging, which I can't even imagine. And they do do some pretty interesting stuff. And I know that they kind of like cited you guys as some of like their main inspiration.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they like, I was watching one of their videos once, and because they were like two brothers like living in Ohio, and they would see Smosh videos, and they were like, it inspired them to kind of like make their own videos.
I just saw recently that they used to have a channel called Zoosh.
Yeah, and they like, that was their version of Smosh.
That's so funny. Yeah, I remember seeing some of their videos when they first released them too, because I was like, this name looks really similar to ours. And it's funny because looking back, I'm like, oh, that totally is them, and I didn't have any idea.
Yeah. Well, everyone can thank Smosh and Ian and Anthony for the Paul brothers, or you can either thank them or blame them.
Yeah, I'm either so sorry or you're welcome.
Before, when you started your own personal channel, you were uploading like a little bit here and there.
Yeah.
But do you remember like uploading your very first video ever?
To which channel? To Smosh?
Either or, like whichever.
Yeah, I remember finding YouTube for the first time. It was November 2005, and it was before anyone had heard of it. Ian and I had made some videos, and we just posted them on our MySpace. And we found that site, and I was like, "What is this? This is crazy! This has got like, a couple
like
hundred views and like 12 comments. This is amazing." And I remember
the engagement on this is great.
Yeah, but there was no way of finding or like seeing what people thought about anything that you made before, really. If you were to make a video, there was no way of like having people interact with that by leaving comments and stuff. So it was really crazy. And I remember the next day trying to find it again. I was convinced the site name was iTube because Apple had just started releasing like iMacs and like iPods. And I was like, it was something like like iTube. Yeah, it was a really crazy experience uploading to YouTube for the first time.
If you could give yourself like a piece of advice before you hit that upload button, what do you think it would have been?
Oh man, it would be, don't comment stupid stuff that you're going to regret in the future. Because it hasn't come back to haunt me or anything, but I sometimes go back and look and I'm like, where was my headspace when I was like commenting back then? Because I was saying, I'd respond to people like saying homophobic slurs to me. I'd be like, well, blah, blah, blah. And it'd be like, I don't know. I cared. I was 17. I cared so much about what people thought about me. And I'm like, I'd tell myself like, someday you're going to grow up and not care as much.
Right. Oh my gosh. That's so funny. I know I feel like for me, when I think back of you, I was like in college when like YouTube really like started catching on. And I feel like the like Charlie bit my finger was like the first thing. So like, because I feel like there's like those really old school like David After Dentist and that kind of. Do you have like one of those really old school viral videos that you just like love?
Oh man, there's this video on YouTube that I love so much that no one has heard of, and it's where this guy is talking in front of a camera and he has like these weird sunglasses on and he's like, all right guys, so I just want to tell you that, and then an arm from off screen punches him in the face and he's like, oh, and he says the F word. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that here. He's like, F. I can't, it's not as funny if I can't say the word.
You can say it, go for it.
He's like, oh, I can't believe you've done this. And it's like, he's just so earnestly like, I can't believe you've done this. Yeah. But he's like so angry that he got punched in the face. And I don't know why it's like 7 seconds long. It would have been a Vine if that was around then.
Right. Well, that's like, I remember my sister telling me about Chocolate Rain. Yeah. And I didn't like understand it. I'm like, what do you like? What? Like it was so funny. But I think it was like one of those things where I think YouTube sort of created like, it was almost like a mass like inside joke where you would like watch these videos and they were so weird, but like everybody would watch them, so they would just like become funny to you like the more you watch them, and the more people that like, oh, have you seen that like Chocolate Rain video? It's so funny.
It's like memes before memes were created.
That's
really
deep. That is so deep. We got deep. That's very true. That was very true. So we do a little thing that called First and Most. Okay. So we talk about your first video ever. Okay. And then your most viewed video ever. Ooh. And so your first video on your Anthony Padilla channel is, it's titled LOL comments. And it's just you talking about comments.
Yeah, that's an embarrassing one, but because I removed a lot of like really old. There's a lot of old videos on there that I removed because I was just like, I was like, this is really bad. And if I'm ever going to like try to launch something on this channel, I cannot have this on here. My actual first video was a time lapse of me spinning in a chair. It was
innovative.
Yeah, really.
How long was it?
It was 12 seconds long. It was great. But the first one that's on there now, I'm responding to comments of people saying I'm sexy, and I feel like how that was like 2010. I feel like I just wanted people to. Like I wanted to compliment myself by talking about other people calling me sexy. It's this weird, like backhanded way of like making myself feel good about myself. I'm like, people said I was sexy, so I'm going to act like that's weird and make a video about it.
That's so funny. Do you still like read a lot of comments or?
Oh yeah. I mean, I don't think there's ever been a time in my life I've uploaded something without reading comments at least for the first couple days and just like feeling how people feel about my video. And for some reason, it really, really means a lot to me, you know, just like that interaction, you know, and that's what I'm most excited about getting back into uploading on my own channel is knowing that these comments that people make are about something that I created solely by myself. And there's not so many things that were, you know, things that I didn't necessarily have a hand in.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. I feel like comments too is like people leave comments I feel like thinking, oh, like he'll never see this,
totally.
Or they'll never read this, and it's like they actually do.
Yeah, like there's sometimes I get like the most hateful comments ever, and I don't know. Sometimes I don't do it anymore, but I used to respond sometimes, and then they'd be like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I actually didn't know you would see this." I'm like, yeah, it's strange.
The internet, like
it's strange, but we're real people, and we kind of like to look at comments and stuff like that too. It's
one
really
of my
bizarre.
favorite. Khloe Kardashian always tells this really funny story about like she'll go on Instagram and she'll read comments about they're like, "I hate you, you're so ugly," and then she'll like respond to them, and they're like, "Oh, I love you, like I'm so sorry." It's
Are
like,
they just trying to get attention? What is it? I don't know. It's weird, but. Yeah, comments do get to me sometimes, and they used to a lot when people weren't happy with videos on Smosh and stuff. It would really bum me out because I'm like, this is something that means so much to me. But
I feel like it's one of those things. It's like Yelp, where people only feel compelled to say something like if they don't like it.
That's
so
what I have to tell
anyone who
myself.
does like it isn't like. I mean, there obviously are those people that are like, oh my God, like first, all that kind of stuff. But other people who really like it, like they're just taking it and they're like, I liked that. And they just like go on with their lives.
Yeah, that's what most people do is they see something they like and they move away. Yeah. And then people are only inclined to post something if they really hate it for some reason. Yeah.
But I've like your like a lot of the comments from the first video were like super weird. Like have your comments like only just like gotten weirder over the years, or have they like leveled out?
It kind of depends how weird I am in the video, because I have different personas. I feel like, you know, I put on in different videos. Like this one, I'm just straight weird. This one, I act like I don't know what's going on and I'm really awkward. This one, I'm being really authentic. And I feel like I kind of have put like a really big task at my viewers to understand when I'm joking or when I'm, you know, playing a character and when I'm being myself, because I don't really differentiate between the two. So when I'm playing a character and I'm really weird, I get really, really weird comments. People
like read the vibe of like whatever you're doing. Then like, okay, I'm gonna like reflect that in the comments. Like he's being weird, I'm just gonna be weird back. And then your most viewed video was your Draw My Life. Yeah. Which that was like a really big. Remember when everyone was just doing Draw My Life?
Everyone was doing Draw My Lives, and I was like, I said Draw My Lives, like like it was hard for me to say lives. It's like wolf and wolves. Yeah. Everyone was doing it for a while, and I was like, wow, everyone has really interesting stories, and I feel like most people don't know my backstory at all, and I feel like there's maybe some things that are really interesting that I don't even realize would be interesting for other people. So
because you share like so much. Like you said, you kind of like these like personas, and a lot of YouTubers have this where they kind of present themselves in an authentic way, but it's like one side of them, and there's so much more.
Yeah, like they only want to show the side of them joking around because that's what most people want to see. But then there's so much more depth. You're like, no, I went through some really hard things in my life that made me the person that I am today. Yeah. And that's kind of what I was feeling like. I wanted to tell people about these things, and in that Draw My Life, I touch on, you know, creating something, which was Smosh, and then my anxiety and how I had to battle with that and panic attacks while also being, you know, at the beginning of YouTube, which was something where you're like, you are the star, and like being able to cope with all that while also being the star of something. It was really, really tough. And I want to talk about that so people could be like, oh, you know, having anxiety sucks, but I can kind of overcome that if I just really, I don't know, you know, if I don't get too in my head about it.
Right. And I mean, that can't be like, I feel like a lot of YouTubers have like spoken out about having like troubles with you know, panic attacks and anxiety and that kind of stuff, which I find so interesting that a lot of them are like, I don't want to say like drawn to YouTube, but it's almost like an outlet, like for you to kind of express how you feel and for other people to see that and maybe relate to it.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
Like a great platform for that.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people with really bad social anxiety were kind of drawn to YouTube in its early days, and probably still now, because they don't feel comfortable. Like I didn't feel comfortable like hanging out with a lot of people at once, or like being in front of people or telling jokes in front of people. But I felt very comfortable making videos where it's just me in the room and then showing it to people after it's done. And I've like been able to edit it and, you know, get it looking the way that I want it.
Yeah, that's definitely something that I think YouTube is like a great platform for.
Yeah, and I feel like that's kind of why a bunch of YouTubers are friends with each other in real life, because we're all...
And you're going through like this weird thing that's like very hard for other people to kind of
like,
understand.
Yeah, it's really hard for other people to understand what's going on. That stress of like, what am I going to make next? And like these things that people are saying about me really matter for some reason, and being able to cope with that with other people, and also other people that usually share the same type of social anxiety as you. It makes it a lot easier to talk with them. And
I know that there's definitely like, I feel like that's why the YouTube community is so great, is like there is, I don't want to say like a sense of like competitiveness, but it's nice to like see people and like see what they're creating and kind of think, okay, like how can like I step up my game, or how can I like change things about what I'm creating and that kind of stuff. So.
Yeah, it's really encouraging. I feel like, you know, there are always going to be some people that are really just competitive about it and want themselves to look better.
They're just like, I want the views, and I want this, and it's like,
and some people feel like, you know, the less views you get, the better it looks for me, and it's like, most of the people that I spend time with that make videos on YouTube are really collaborative, and I agree. You know, I think it's all about supporting each other, and you know, the better someone else does, the better you can do as well.
Like there's room for everybody, you know,
right?
That kind of thing.
Yeah, I saw something like throwing shade doesn't make you any brighter,
something like that. Yeah, something very beautiful and profound.
So I don't know if that quote that I said was beautiful or profound. It had throwing shade in it, but you know.
But like, you know what, we mean well. Like, I can't remember, but that's similar to what it was. So VidCon, this will be your first VidCon, like just as you. Crazy.
Yeah, like what do I say?
You said you had been to like 7. This is like your 8th VidCon or something.
Well, I've been to every single VidCon since 2010, and I went to Amsterdam. The VidCon in Europe. It was really fun. Yeah. The fans there are so different than the fans here. It's like they're very polite. Like you know, I come out here and there's like a lot of cheering or screaming, and then I come out here and there's like, hi. You know, it's kind of like it's like a hushed like they're just so respectful. Yeah, it's really cool.
That's funny.
But yeah, I've been to every single one. How many is that now? 2010. It's like 9 or something.
That is wild.
Yeah.
What are you looking forward to most about this year's VidCon?
I'm really looking forward to meeting people that are excited about me and not necessarily like, you know, the thing that I made so long ago. Because, you know, I'd get a lot of people that are like, I used to love you. And it's like, used to love, great. You know, but yeah, it's going to be really, really cool, I think, to be talking with people who are excited about the things that I'm doing now. And meeting people face to face that have been giving me so much support through all of this. You know, like it was really hard making this decision. And then there are some people that have just kind of stuck by my side and been so supportive, even when they saw me kind of withdrawing a little bit from Smosh before the announcement. And I'm going to be able to meet a lot of them in person. I'm really excited about that.
Yeah. What's one of the weirder like fan encounters you've had at like a past VidCon?
I did this,
or even just like a memorable one. Like it doesn't have to be good or bad. But just
man, I got weird ones. You want weird? I got weird. There was this thing that we did. It was like I was on Ask a Naked Guy. Was like this weird little thing.
That sounds like so familiar, but
yeah, because it was at Defy, which is yeah, you were there when that was happening.
Yeah, now I'm like that sounds so familiar. I've heard of that.
So there was this thing that I kind of got roped into where I had to look naked and hold a sign in front of my crotch region and be interviewed live. It was super awkward and uncomfortable.
And this was at VidCon?
It was at VidCon, and I had to walk through the entire main floor.
When was
like
this?
That.
Like
2014? No, 2013. I don't remember the year. And it was super awkward, and there were like this small group of people that saw us walking out like that. And there's this one person that was following behind me and taking pictures of my butt the whole time.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I mean, like I had these skin colored, like
short
tights.
things. Like...
Yeah. But they were still taking pictures the whole time. And when I got up on stage and I was doing my interview, this person sent me a message with all the pictures attached, just like my butt, just like 30 times. And you could kind of see through these flesh colored things, and like you could kind of see my butt cheeks. And it was like, I was like, that's a little bit much. Like,
you're like, I don't know if I'll be doing this again. Yeah. Or at least the flesh-colored shorts.
Yeah. Just like walking publicly and it was a little much. Yeah.
That's really funny. So I know, like, obviously you're going to be working on your own channel. Like, what else would you like to kind of get into? Because you have all this freedom and all this, you know, space for anything.
It's overwhelming in the best way ever. I'm, of course, doing my channel, 2 videos a week. And then I fell in love with voice acting after I did a voice on Angry Birds. And since then, I've dubbed 2 movies from their release in China into English.
Oh, that's so cool.
And it was a lot of fun. And I'm like, I want to do more voice acting if I can. I want to try some traditional acting. I'm writing a TV show pilot.
Oh.
And that I kind of put on the back burner for now while I'm focusing on launching my new channel. But I'm really excited about that. And not only about the opportunity of writing this thing, but like to be not necessarily in front of camera on this show, because I'm not sure if I want to like be the star of it.
Right.
You know, I think it might be really fun to create something that I'm not in front of the camera for.
Well, that's what's so nice about like the entertainment sphere right now is like you could go to Hulu, you could go to Netflix. Like, there's so many places,
so many
that
outlets.
you could go and you could do your thing and just like run free.
Yeah, I feel like now is like the best time to make something from scratch and get it seen by a lot of people.
Or you literally like can just do it yourself. Like you don't even like need a network these days. You know,
if I wanted to, I could probably find a way to make something and release it on YouTube or wherever. Yeah.
Well, that's so exciting. Can you tell us anything about the pilot, or are you keeping it under wraps?
I feel like it wouldn't be a good idea because it's going through so many changes right now. I don't want to like, you know, say something that's not going to be.
I get it. But that's so exciting, and thank you so much for joining us. Is there anything else that you would like to discuss before we part ways?
I mean, I wish I had like tons of stuff to shout out. I'm like, I got a book, I got a new merch line, I got shoes. No, but for now, that's
all in the works.
That's all in the works. That's all stuff I can't talk about yet. No, but right now,
tuned.
I'd say stay tuned. I'm excited about making stuff on my own, and I hope people are just as excited to follow along with me on my YouTube channel for now, and then everything else that I have planned in the future.
Yeah. Well, again, so excited for you, and thank you for joining us.
Of course,
thank you for letting me have my Diane Sawyer moment of the first exclusive sit down with Anthony post Smosh.
Should we take like a handshake photo to look like the presidential? That'll be framed.
Well, thanks again, and you guys make sure to rate and review, subscribe, all that good stuff. We're at instant.me, Twitter, Facebook. And where can people find you if they don't know where to find you?
Yeah,
they've never used Google before.
I'm Anthony Padilla on everything. And I realize that a lot of people don't know that Padilla is spelled Padilla. And they're like, Padilla. And then I say Padilla, and they're like, what is that? Pudeeya? Like, what is that?
Well, I mean, there is quesadilla.
Yeah,
Hello?
I'm like, have you ever heard quesadilla or tortilla?
Well, okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.